Hello, my name is Michaela Goodrum, and I'll be presenting the Lean Canvas model for my own idea, Elsie. The Lean Canvas model is a way to present ideas to see if it's viable for investments. It's separated into two main sections, the product section that is in purple and the market section, which is in green. In the product section, you deal with things like the problem, the solution, the key metrics, which are the key activities you measure, and the cost structure, which is how much does it cost to actually create this product. In the market section, you deal with the customer segments or your target customers, your channels or how you get to meet your customers, your revenue streams, how you'll make money, and your unfair advantage, something that makes you unique and can't be easily bought or copied. For Elsie, this is our Lean Canvas model. So we want to jump right into the problem. So the problems that we're trying to address are that people want to get into comic books or are already into comic books, but they don't know where to start or what to read next. Also, people who live in comic book deserts have a hard time either getting to comic book shops where you would see new comics or indie comics because there's no comic book stores around. And also for new comic book creators, some of them don't know how to publish or lack technical skills to do self-publishing on web. And also some creators need help with printing comic books professionally for cheap, either through layout creation or just printing in general. So for the customers that we addressed in our problems are two main ones. There's the consumers, which are comic book fans, new or old, normally the younger generation who probably have more access to internet. People who are stressed or anxious about where to start in comics or where to go from comics. People who are busy who can't make it to shops, or people who live in these comic book deserts who there's no shop to make it to. Also, there's creators who are not signed to a publishing company. They don't have the skill or they're too busy to create a website. They want to enlarge their fan base, and they also need help with that transferring from a web screen to print. So our solution is to create a comic book recommendation algorithm and then create a web-based platform for both of these creators and users where the users will take advantage of that comic book recommendation algorithm, and then the creators will be able to have a printing and layout evaluator to give recommendations for printing, and also the creators will be able to have lead generations and analytics attached to their comic books. The unique value proposition is to create a web-based comic book recommendation system. This would be based on the consumer's read history or interest, and also maybe a dislike and like system. For the creators, it will be a web-based creator space to promote and print their comic books. It will include layout generation, layout recommendations, printing and shipping, hosting and promoting their comic books on the site, and also analytics about their comic book. The channels in which we would reach these customers is through social media, word of mouth, web advertisements, and comic book conferences, where a lot of these creators who don't have access to the web or don't have access to these printing abilities would be located. So revenue streams for the consumers, it would probably be a leveled monthly subscription. Each level would have different features, maybe like early access or access to the comic books online. For the creators, it would be, once again, a leveled subscription fee, sort of like if you're getting a website off of a web generation site, plus additional transaction fees. This leveled subscription fee would include like hosting, lead generation, analytics, layout recommendations, and then the transactional fees would probably be one-time fees like printing and shipping. The cost structure would be customer acquisition costs, like those Google advertisements, hosting people, so servers, the software to host them, software development, and printing and distribution, which I think would be our largest costs. For the key metrics, or the things that we're going to be keeping track of, or will be the number of subscriptions that we have, the number of creators that are joining our group, the printing and layout help jobs, and then also how many times after layout help have they used our printing abilities, and also views per comics. The views per comics will be important because if we're paying a lot of money to have a partnership or have a comic book to come through to be on our site, but it's not getting many views, we need to keep track of that so that way we can save money. Our unfair advantage is personal knowledge of groups who would fit this customer segment, so we could have a solid group of base customers just through personal connections. In conclusion, the customer segment is already large and it's still growing. Breaking that customer segment into two, which we've done, and having this two-part solution can allow us to identify key metrics and figure out which issues in each solution that should we be focusing on. We will also probably need to focus on just one side first and produce revenue while introducing that second portion of the two-part solution. It will most likely be the consumer section, since we cannot promote lead generation and growth if there's no one already using our system. Cost-wise, I think the software and equipment won't be too expensive, but the printing could get costly without the user partnerships. Thank you very much for your time.